Hey, what's up everyone? Tim here. So for today's tutorial, we're learning how to tie the Paracord Woggle. This is also known as the Turk's head knot, I believe. Now the Woggle is a knot that's used by scouts and Girl Guides often to fasten your neckerchief or scarf. So this is the 2-pass version. You can do a 3-pass version with this tutorial as well. It's the same principle, you just need a little more paracord. Right, and for those of you who've seen my paracord ring tutorial, this is essentially the same knot, it's just that it's 2 passes instead of 1. So you can apply that to this as well. Alright, so that being said, let's get into the tutorial. Okay, so I got my paracord ready, got about 3 feet of paracord, and the only thing I've done to it is on the opposite end, kind of melted the point to a tip, so it's just easier to feed through the knots or the loops. And then the only other tool I've got is pair of hemostats, just to make things a little easier and keep my thumbs out of the way so you guys can see what I'm doing. Okay, so we're going to use 2 fingers. Start on one end. I'm going to put it over the 2 fingers. Then we're going to bring it back and make an X on this side. And then next, we're going to do another X, like this. Okay, so this is where it should be now. Now, next we're going to take this strand right here, we're going to lift it up a little bit, take our lead end, put it through, feed that all the way through, like this. Okay, so you got a little triangle here. So now, this part's a little awkward because you got to turn your hand around. We're going to rotate our hand this way. Now you see these 2 strands? You're going to take the one on the left, put it over the one on the right to create a kind of weave like this, an opening. Okay, now with my lead strand, I'm actually bring it back here so it doesn't get wrapped around my fingers. We're going to take our lead strand, put it underneath this first strand, and through the loop, or the opening. I'm just going to put that there so you can see what I'm doing. Now with my hemostats, I'm going to grab it, bring that through. Got a little caught there. Okay. Bring that all the way through here. Okay, so now look at this top part here, just above your middle finger. There's 2 strands here. You want to kind of separate them a bit more. And now you see this strand on the right here. We're going to take our lead strand, go underneath this one and through that opening there on the bottom. Okay, that's just this one here. Okay. I'm going to create a little bit of space, put that through, all the way through. Okay, so now we've got this kind of braid going. Okay, now at this point we're in the clear. The hard part is over. We're just going to follow our base strand and double it up. So this is our base strand here that we started with. So I'm going to follow it. I'm just going to go through all the loops that I just did. I'm going to use my hemostats so we don't get in the way. Like that. There's one. I'm just going to follow it all the way around. And the more passes you do as you continue along, you'll notice it gets easier. And then this one, I'm going to go underneath here. That's what I mean about using the hemostats, just to make things a bit easier. Also, you can clearly see what I'm doing. Okay, so bring that around here. Now this part, yeah, just rotate the knot on your fingers if you have to, just so you don't miss a pass. I've actually done that a couple times. Okay, so I want this one to go through here, like this. That. This one going through here. And of course, just as I mentioned earlier, this is just the same knot I taught you with the paracord ring, but it's a double pass. Okay, so you'll be able to tell how far you've gotten when you see fewer single strands. Oops, sorry, wasn't on camera there for a second. So I think you guys get what I'm doing here. See here, just match it up with the two strands. Okay. All right, almost there. I'm going to use my hemostats again. Then one more through here. Right, and oh, we've still got another one here. Okay. Now, notice I took my fingers out just to make it a little easier. When you do that, do be careful because you don't want to, if you start to pull tighter and tighter, it will shrink the size of your woggle. And it may not, be where you want it to be. Okay, so now we've come to the end. You'll know because you've got this base strand here again. And we do have to put it through this last little opening here, just to make sure we're fully doubled up. There you go. That's it. Now, if you want to tighten this knot up, you can transfer it to your thumb if you want to make it a bit smaller. And you can just arbitrarily look anywhere for slack, and you can just kind of give it a tug on this area. And you see, you just work the slack all the way through to the other side. Or if you want your woggle to be, a little wider in terms of diameter, you can just keep it wrapped around your two fingers. Okay, but I think for if you're using this for a neckerchief or handkerchief, it should be just fine with your thumb diameter depending on the size of your hands, but you can gauge that yourself. Okay, you see I've got more slack here. I'm just going to continue to pull it through. Of course, this is a two-strand woggle, as I mentioned, and as you can see, if you want to do 3 strands, you can do that too. You'll just have to add on an extra foot or so of paracord. But I'll let you guys, play with that and figure that out. Okay, so I'm just going to continue cinching all this through. Then I will show you guys how to finish it off. Okay, so now that we're done tying our woggle, you're going to clip off the excess. So you got 2 strands left here. Now, if you're, if you don't really want to melt it, you don't have to. You can just clip off the excess and then actually glue it if you want. But we're going to try to melt it. So what I'm going to do is clip off this excess, and then you'll take your jet lighter to the 2 frayed ends, melt it a bit, and I'd suggest using some pliers and just pinching the ends together. Okay, and in this case, I really would suggest a jet lighter because you can direct the flame. You don't have to worry about unnecessarily melting the insides of your woggle. Alright, and there we have it, guys. We're done. Finished our woggle. And you can see I did an okay job fusing the ends together here. I actually had it really good the first time, but the camera was not running. So I had to cut it again and redo it. As a result, it got a little shorter. But if you sort of cut the strands a little bit closer to this side, you can actually hide the melted end, just like that, underneath the 2 strands, and you have a really nice looking woggle. Okay? So that's about it, guys. I want to thank you guys for watching. If you have any comments or questions or concerns, please feel free to leave them down below. Be sure to get back to you as soon as I can. And that's about it, guys. So feel free to like and subscribe if you haven't already. That would really help me out. I'll see you guys on the next tutorial.